Hello. Rookie mistake. Sorry about that, guys. Let me explain what happened. Okay, so I tested this about an hour ago to check that everything worked, the sound worked, that the visuals were good, imagery was good, everything was set up. And I thought I was in the test mode. And it seemed I wasn't in the test mode, I was in the live mode. So I actually used up this webinar for my test. So, hey, lesson learnt. I won't do that again. This is new and exciting for me, Webinar Jam. I tried a few other different platforms and I found this one was more intuitive, or so I thought. But anyway, hey, lesson learnt for me, and I do apologise for the inconvenience. Welcome. I'm really excited to have you here. Thank you for coming online and sticking with me. I know it's a bit of a worry when things don't work out, and you guys are all busy, and I understand that. So thank you so much for taking the time. And sorry again, it won't happen next week, I promise. Okay, so a bit of housekeeping. So just to make sure that you can hear and you can see me, if you could just, I'm just going to pull this down a bit. If you could just put into the comments, which is down at the bottom right-hand side, put in the comments there that you can hear me and you can see me by just simply putting in a yes, and we'll continue on. I'm just going to check the other computer to check that it's all going well. Okay. All right, so we've got a couple of yeses. That's fantastic. Okay, so hi Sky, thanks, fantastic. All right, so we're on take two. So welcome. Just to let you know that this webinar will be recorded. So if any stage you can't attend the weekly coaching webinars for whatever reason, you might be too busy, you might have a meeting on at that time. I know there's some of our members that are actually facilitating and doing other things over this time. That's okay, because it will be recorded and then we will put it up onto the Unlocking portal so that you can go and watch it at any time. What's happening too is part of my team members are watching this as well, and they'll write down times of when questions were answered by particular people, so that you don't have to watch the whole 2 hours if you don't want to. You can actually just zip forward to whatever time that is so that you can get the answer to your question. So hopefully it should all work out well. I'll also put, I'll try and see if I can put it on Facebook too, but I haven't trialed that yet. So we'll just hold out for that one. Okay, so I just wanted to share my screen with you. So we are going to have question and answers, and by all means, you can absolutely ask me anything in the comments box below. So just feel free to put something in there. What I also have offered my members is anytime they've got a question, they can actually just email ask@teamleadertoolkit.com, and I will answer that question live on these sessions. So you can either email it and then come and listen to the answer, or you can watch the pre-recorded version and then get your answer from there. So either way, so we've got quite a few questions from the email too, so that's fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you because I've got a couple of things that I wanted to cover off. Let's make sure this works. Okay, so bear with me, we're nearly there. Here we are. Yay, okay. I want to go through. I think being the first one, I think it's really important that we just go through what's available to you and what you have unlocked and all the support systems that are available to you and how you can use them. So I've got a big welcome there. So welcome to everybody. Now listen, I don't know about you guys, and yes, we've had a little bit of a hiccup at the beginning, but I'm pretty excited. I must say, I'm pretty excited that you guys are all here to join me. I'm pretty excited that we're starting this new journey together. And so I hope you've got that level of excitement too. You know, when we have anything new and exciting, a new opportunity comes, you know, excitement is obviously something that we usually have that emotion attachment to first. anything new, we have those sorts of things. Now, what I will say to you though, as we go through the modules, you may feel a little bit like a fish out of water. So if that's the case, that is totally understandable, and you know, we can do that. I'm just looking at my technical things and making sure my screen is being shared successfully with you. Yep, fantastic. Okay, so if you feel like a fish out of water, that's okay. That's what's supposed to happen. That is absolutely no problems whatsoever. What I would say to you is that you have got options to reach out. So you've got my team at ask@teamleadertoolkit.com that you can reach out to. You have your internal support systems with your manager and your peers. You also have the coaching online here so that we can chat about it live every week. So please make sure you utilize those tools. If you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, if you're feeling like a little bit fish out of water, absolutely let's sit down and have a chat about it. Because I think those days will come for all of us, and it might be at different times. So we'll chat about that. So just having a quick look at the unlocking portal. Hopefully most of you have been in here. I have had 102 members go and have a little bit of a play. I've been just watching at the back end how many people are sort of logging on. So I'm hoping that everybody's got on there and finds it quite intuitive. So the couple of things that I wanted to go through with you today is just having a look at what you have unlocked within the unlocking portal. So if we have a look here, this is your intro. So this is pretty much what everybody has access to right now. It's the intro version and just extra pieces of information for you so that you know what is available to you right now. So the intro is just an intro about me. Then you've got an intro to the unlocking portal and all the things that's housed in there. Just remember, the unlocking portal, you get a module every 30 days. So you should have now currently the Discover Me module unlocked that you can access and go into, and we'll have a bit of a chat about that further on. There's also a video and some blurb on the tool suite. So hopefully you all have access to the tool suite now so that we can you can download those tools whenever you like. So that's from day one. And remembering that the tool suite as well, we upload more tools on those quite regularly. So keep your eye open for new tools that go in there. Q&A Thursday, hopefully will be seamless from now on. Let's see. But you have access to Q&A Thursday. So this is your live coaching session that you can ask my team and I any question that you may have with regards to the unlocking portal, with regards to Team Leader Toolkit, or even with regards to anything that might be happening in your team. So are you about to have a crucial conversation? Is some of your team members struggling? You know, those sorts of things. So we can have a chat about those every week on a Thursday. Expert webinars. So there's a bit of a blurb in there with regards to expert webinars, and I'll talk more about that a bit later on, but we do have some cracker experts that we've got lined up, so I'm looking forward to sharing those with you. The Facebook page, again, we'll have a bit of chat about that later on, but there's the video and blurb in there that you can watch. The inner circle. So this is an inner circle that come to me and need that face-to-face time. So they need me to spend time with them. I run sessions with them. We have coaching sessions. Sometimes I'm with them just for a day. Sometimes I'm with them for months. So really have a watch of that video. If it's something that does interest you, then don't hesitate to give us an email, drop us a line, and I'll give you a call and we'll have a discussion. And then we've got manager's email in there, and that is, it's really important to make sure that you've got the support that you need. So what I do here is I ensure that I've got your manager's email so that I can give them just every month, give them a bit of a rundown on what you're going to be covering that month, an approximate time of how long it should take you to do that over that month, so that they can really give you the time necessary, give you the resources necessary, and support you where required. So I think that's really, really important, because the managers need to understand that you're going to need those time and resources to be able to be successful. So if you haven't done that yet, I know quite a lot of you have, so thank you very much. But if you haven't done that yet, please send through on that last bullet point there, important, don't miss this. There'll be a link that you can link in and put in your manager's name and email, and then I'll be able to send them out once a month, a quick rundown of what you're doing and how long it should take, and probably the support that that manager could provide you with. All right, so if we move on, so you have unlocked the first module, and I'm really excited because this has taken lots and lots of work, and it's a passion of mine, so I'm really excited to hear how you're going a bit later down the track. I think it's a bit early to ask at this stage. So what kind of leader am I? So this is just a real warm-up. You've got a couple of surveys in there that you can do, some of them quite interesting. So this module is all about self-awareness and self-discovery. So you're going to uncover some blind spots. You're going to reiterate some strengths that you might already know about, and you might be able to open up some opportunities as well. So really, really important that you guys cover this off. What kind of leader am I? As I said, it's just really a warm-up. Then we've got the 360-degree feedback. Now, some people find that quite difficult, but feedback is a gift. So, and with any gift, you can do with it what you will. You can use it, you can cherish it, you can embrace it, or you can give it back. The choice is really yours. The fact of the matter is it's really important to do this one because we're doing it here in the first month, really so you can have a snapshot of your current state as perceived by your team members, your leader, and also your peers. What we will be doing down the track is on one of the last months, we will actually be repeating this and doing it again so that you can get a real good understanding of where you started and where you've ended up at the end of the journey. Excuse me. So I think that's really important for you guys to have that sort of awareness of your current state and then down the track your future state, and then see how far you've come after going through this journey. So please do this. There's a couple of questions that came through the email with regards to the 360 feedback, and we'll have a bit of a chat about those later on. So if we move on to managers' expectations, I think this is a really important conversation to have, and not many leaders that I've come across in my coaching career have I seen them do this on their own. So after they've done this, it's put everybody on the same page. It's put that stuff out there that maybe hasn't been talked about before. And what I would say to you is you could combine managers' expectations and my expectations and have those two conversations into one. So download the kit that you've got there in Managers' Expectations, and it's got some bits and pieces in there that you can jot down while you're having that conversation. And then just have a look at my expectations. So this is your expectations of your manager. What do you need from them to set you up for success? What resources do you need to have available to you? How often do you want to meet with them? You know, what support do you need? And that's really, really important to get out on the table too. So sit back, have a bit of a think about those sorts of things, and maybe go in armed with both and do that conversation in one go. And then we have a bit of a leader or manager. There was a big question that came up when I did some surveying before I even wrote this, and a lot of people were a bit confused between leaders and managers. So what we've done here at Team Leader Toolkit is really try to specify the difference between a leader or manager as per the Team Leader Toolkit. So as you're doing this, you are the leader because you are leading a team of people. Your direct supervisor, we will call your manager, and that's how we've named them. Now you can Google leaders and managers and it comes up with umpteen thousand different variations. But here for Team Leader Toolkit and the next 12-month journey that you're going to go on, you are the leader and your boss, if you like, is the manager. Okay, so let's move on. If you've got any questions, guys, please feel free to just put them in the comments bar and we will have a look at them as we go. Okay, the tool suite. Oops, I jumped one. The tool suite. So the tool suite you have access to, which is fantastic. had a couple of questions of this from the email as well that we'll get through and answer, no problems whatsoever. So the tool suite is something that I found lacking when I was doing my face-to-face coaching for many years, is that the leaders that I spoke to didn't feel like they had the resources available to them to be able to go and use when they needed them. So this is available to you from day one. So you don't have to wait till the module comes up with regards to crucial conversations to be able to go and have a crucial conversation, because you will have the tool here to go and do it. So there's quite a few tools in there at the moment. We've got more going in all the time. So please keep your eye out for those. I'll also let you know if a new tool's gone on via the closed Facebook page or via email as well, and let you know when they're being uploaded. So, you know, pop in there probably once a week or as you need to see if there's anything you need. So what does the tools look like? So I've got one here called the delegation tool. This is just one of our tools. And this one's specifically around if you have got a task coming down the line, if you've got a new project coming online, if you've got some bits and pieces that you need to delegate off to your team members, this tool will allow you to sit down and have a think about, number one, what do you have to do? And number two, how are you going to do it? So it just allows you that thinking and reflection time to work out who you're going to delegate the task to and what you need to do to set them up for success. So I think it's just a really good reflection tool for you to sit down and make that a really successful delegation. So that's just one of them. As you see, there's quite a few in there, and there's more going up all the time. So make sure you keep popping in there and having a look. So we've got the closed Facebook page. Now you might see that there is, okay, all right, Flick, that's a good question there. Let's make sure that see if these get bigger. I've made them open more so we could see them. So thanks, Flick, for that feedback. Okay, so closed Facebook page. So we have a closed Facebook page that is just for people going through the unlocking portal. So this is specifically just for you guys. No one else is allowed in there. There is another Facebook page called Team Leader Toolkit, which is open slather for whoever wants to sort of join that one. But this one in particular is a closed one and only for you guys. So if you want to talk about what's in the modules, if you want to talk about your feedback, if you want to talk about how your appointment with your manager went when you're setting expectations, if you want to talk about anything like that, then people will understand what you're talking about because they're going through the exact same journey that you are. So please, if you haven't logged on yet or asked to be a member, because it is a closed membership site, so you have to ask to be a member. And then what will normally happen is my team just look up and check that you are doing the program with us, and then we will absolutely accept you and away you go. So we've got quite a few people on there at the moment, but it's just new. So would love to see you on there when you get the chance. Okay, so we've got that. I'm really excited about these guys. Expert webinars. Now I've got some beauties, some crackers lined up for you. So I have got specialists in customer service. So if you happen to be in a customer service trade, we've got that. We've got specialists in resilience, which are really keen to speak to us. And we've got an expert coach, and we've got a number of ex-military people as well. So we have got quite a few cracker people lined up to do our expert webinars. We've got our first one happening this month, and that will be uploaded into the unlocking portal so that you can see that anytime you like. Okay, the screen seems to have frozen, Flick. Okay, maybe that's because I've gone to, there we go. It doesn't like it in presentation mode. I tried to go into presentation mode and it didn't like it. I tried to expand it. So what I might do is just expand it from here. Oops, let's go back here. Thanks for the feedback, guys. I really appreciate you guys telling me what's going on in there so I can make sure that this is, okay, let's see if that's worked. Okay, so expert webinars. As I said, we've got our first one coming up this month. I'm really, really excited to speak to this person. She is an absolute cracker. She's got a couple of online businesses herself. And I won't spoil the surprise and tell you who it is, but she is amazing. So I can't wait to share that with you when we get to there. Then we've got Q&A Thursday, which has had a little hiccup this time, but nonetheless, it was our first time. So let's make sure that we learn from that. Or maybe I should just learn from that and make sure that that doesn't happen again. But you know what? We're going to have these little hitches, and that's why you guys are here, because you are my pilot group. You are very forgiving. You're very caring, and I'm sure that you're going to forgive me. So thank you very much for that. Jane on the Facebook page actually asked a question about Q&A Thursday, and she asked, will these be recorded, because she lectures at the same time, so I won't be able to make them. So Jane, just for you, absolutely, they will. There we go. Thanks, Felicity. I've removed the notes page. All right, brilliant. So yes, Jane, so we will be recording them. We will be recording them every week and uploading them into the Unlocking portal. Now, I'm saying that, but I haven't done it at this stage. So I'm hoping the Unlocking portal will be able to manage keeping those recordings in there. So at this stage, that's the plan. So let's hope that that plan works out. The other thing is I'm going to also put a link to the replay on the Facebook page, the closed Facebook page, so that everybody can replay it and have a look at it whenever they've got time. So hopefully that should help. You're not bossy, Felicity, at all. You're my saviour. Thank you. Okay, so now the last thing I just wanted to say is a big thank you to my pilot group, which you guys are. You are the 200 Club. You are the people that are making this the best that it can be. You are going to go on this journey with me through all the glitches, through all the mistakes, through all the oopsies, which you've already started on. So thank you very much for your support and embracing this. In exchange, obviously, I've asked you for some live testimonials, and I've also asked you for some feedback. So it'll be brilliant if at any time you've got some feedback from me. I would love to hear it. We will have every second month, we will have I will have a form that goes out to you that you can fill in and send it off to me. But please don't wait until you get those. If you've got anything, if it's an ad hoc comment or an insight that you'd like to share with me, then please feel free to contact me anytime on the email, or even hook online to Q&A Thursday and give me some feedback there. That'd be great. The other thing I wanted to say to you was I've been exploring different applications that I can get your live testimonials from, and we're looking at Boast. Seems to be the best one at this stage. So what we're doing at the end of June, so that you can have and come on this journey with us for a couple of months before you even have to give any testimonials, because I feel like you need to have a bit of an idea of what's in the system, what support you're going to get, how it's going to work for you, all those sorts of things. So that being said, at the end of probably June, we'll probably send out the first links to get some live testimonials for where we are. Now, what will come with that is a script with questions that you can answer. So it'll have like, you know, what is your name? So you'd say, oh, hi, I'm John Smith. It'll have another question. Okay, so, you know, how big is your team? I'm John Smith. I'm a team leader of 10 people. And it'll also have things like what you did before you came onto Team Leader Toolkit, what were your biggest pain points, and how the Team Leader Toolkit is working for you. So it's all authentic, it's all honest, it's upfront, and hopefully we'll be able to use them for a bit of marketing as we go live, probably by end of July, hopefully. Okay, so that's enough of the screen share. And I'll get you back on. Okay, let's get you back on here. I'm back. So fantastic. So now's the time, if you've got any questions, to absolutely bring them on. I've got a few questions here that have already been asked over the email, but I would like to answer any live questions that you may have. These could be questions about the Unlocking Portal, about the tool suite. It could be questions that you might have about your team members. Are you about to have a crucial conversation and you're a bit concerned? Is there any questions that you're not comfortable asking your manager, but you're okay with asking me because, hey, I'm a bit more removed from that. So there's anything that you'd like to ask me, now's the time to do it. So while I'm waiting, if there's anybody that comes up and asks a question, I'll stop. But until that time, I've got some that have come through the email that I'd like to share with you. So Debbie from SA, she's a dance teacher. She's just started transitioning from peer to leader. So that's good. And she's really nervous about going on this journey. So absolutely, Debbie, I understand that you're a bit nervous. How to handle those nerves? I think we need to understand that for us to make any sort of change whatsoever, for us to make any sort of headway with regards to where we want to be in a future state, we will be going through a level of challenge and a level of change. And that always brings on nerves, fears, and all those sorts of things. But what I will say to you is that you have got support here at Team Leader Toolkit with regards to me coming and speaking to you live every week. You can also reach out on our emails at any stage that you want to, so feel free to do that. And also, if you have got internal help, so if you've got peers, lock into those peers, tell them what you're doing, be open and honest about the journey that you're going on, and then they'll be more than happy to support you. Your leader as well, they play a big part in this, in supporting you and what you're doing. So hopefully that will sort of diminish some of the nerves if you can be really open and honest with those people around you so they can come and support you. Hopefully that will help with your nerves. But if you've still got it in a few weeks' time, contact me and we'll see if we can help you there. Dieter Hitchens, he's next Rafi. So he's getting back into the workforce part-time, and time may be an issue with regards to fulfilling some of the obligations of this program. So that's a good question. So people have asked me, how long is this going to take? So ultimately what we've tried to design is a program that will take between 4 to 5 hours per module. So if you've got that module over a month, that's 4 to 5 hours per month that this should take you. Now, some people it may take a little longer, some people are going to whip through it really easily. So with the Discover Me module, for example, that first, what kind of leader am I, probably take you about half an hour. So, so that's what we're thinking with regards to time commitment, between 4 to 5 hours a month. So I guess that's up to you to determine how you can organise your time and prioritise accordingly. I'll tell you what I have done though. I have contacted those that have given me their manager's email and address. I have contacted them and told them that you are going to need 4 to 5 hours a month to be able to complete this. And you're also going to need their support in doing some of these things, especially with those conversations you're going to have with your manager about setting expectations and all those sorts of things. So we've already had that discussion via email. So I'll leave it up to you to be able to prioritise that accordingly and see what you can do with that. So even in a part-time sort of situation, I think you shouldn't have a problem being able to do bits and pieces of this. If you find you're falling behind, then give yourself some more time, but just remember every 30th day, another module will be unlocked. So you got the first lot open to you. So if you signed on the 1st of May when it first opened, 30 days after that, the second module will become unlocked. So, so I hope that helps, Vita. Liz Quislick, can I reach out for help if I'm struggling? Yeah, so this is similar to Debbie's from SA, I think, too. So yes, you can reach out. So internally, I would implore you to go and speak to your leader, go and speak to your manager, your boss, tell them what you're doing here, get them to share their email with me so I can make sure that I have those conversations as well, and speak to your peers. So if you've got peers, whether they're remote or whether they sit right next to you on the desk next to you, it doesn't really matter. Just let them know what you're doing with regards to this and the journey that you're going to go on. And externally, you've got the email, which is ask@teamleadertoolkit.com. We usually respond we say within 24 hours. We actually respond within a couple of hours, but anyway, we have to be careful with what we say. But yes, so you've got the email, you've got Q&A Thursday with me, so live every week. It might not be me every week. We might have an expert coach come in and replace me for a week. Who knows? And also you've got the Facebook site. So if you're in the closed Facebook site, that is instrumental for getting the support you need. So if you get stuck somewhere, if something is really becoming a little bit more difficult than you thought, if you're wondering if someone else has had similar issues to you, get onto that Facebook site, write it in there. There's only people on that Facebook site that are doing exactly the same journey as you are. So please reach out, because I think that might be really important for you. We've also got Hayden from WA. He was talking specifically about getting feedback from his team. So I'm not sure my team members will give me the feedback. How do I ensure that happens? So Hayden, that's a great question. So if you've got team members that are really busy, maybe they're working on machines all day, maybe they don't have much time, all those sorts of things, then I think what your best bet would be to do is next time you have a team meeting, whether that be a weekly meeting or whatever, set aside another 15 minutes on that team meeting. Before you go in there, print off however many, if you've got 10 team members, print off 10 or 11 of these feedback forms. Take them in with you to the team meeting, have your normal team meeting, and then say, right, just as on the side of that team meeting, this is the journey I'm going on. I'm going through some self-awareness, and I want to work out what leader I am to help me, get to a future state of what leader I want to be in the end. And you guys are going to be really instrumental in that and helping me. Hand it all out. There is and they can put a name up the top right-hand corner, but what I'd say is don't tell them, if they're going to be worried, say, look, you don't need to put your name on this. I just really, really need the feedback. So hand it all out, make them do it there and then. So if you think that if you hand it out and they walk off and you don't think you're going to get it back, set an actual session down and get them to do it there and then. It'll probably take them no longer than 15 minutes to answer those questions, to be honest. And tell them that you don't want them necessarily to be nice, you want them to be honest, because that's going to be really important. So hopefully that will help you, Hayden. And if you have team members that are more likely to take it away and want to reflect or peruse on it for a while, that's fine. But I would say to you, give them a due date of when you want it back, because it could be gone for a long time. Okay, so we've got some questions here. Awesome, because we also have night shift leaders doing this. Fantastic. So that's brilliant point, Flick. So if you've got shift leaders that are doing this and they might not be able to dial in for this normal weekly coaching webinar, then absolutely they'll be able to look at the recording and they'll be able to ask us questions on the email and we will answer those live. So I think that's fantastic. Okay, so if people are doing this but they are not team leaders yet, who do you think would be best to fill out this survey for them? Okay, so it's a 360-degree feedback, Flick. So if they don't have direct reports at this stage, I would say peers, leader, anyone that they can get that would be able to give them the feedback that they need to determine how they're going. And the reason it's important to do this initially is because, as I mentioned before, we're going to be doing it again at the end. So I want them to get, and one of the questions on the feedback form, the 360 feedback form, is a scaling question. So they need to be able to take an average of that scaling question so that they can compare it to their future state and they can see, even in numerical sort of senses, where they've come from and where they're going to. So I would say if they've got peers around the same area, if they've ever led a team in the past, maybe they could reach out to those. If they have got direct leaders, ask those as well. So as many people as they think that would be giving them that really authentic, honest feedback, I would suggest that would be the best way to go. All right, have I got any more questions? I think that's all the questions that came through at this stage. So is there any questions for me? Any more questions? Flick, you've done well there. Belinda, no. Sky. Any more questions for me? I'll give it a couple of minutes. I think we're all good. Just checking my other computer that's down there. Making sure I haven't missed anything, because I have to keep scrolling up and down to make sure I haven't missed anything. Okay, nothing from the ego farm mob. Are you all there in the one room? Fantastic. No questions from Sky. And I think I've answered all our ones in the. I think I've answered all our ones that are in the that were in the Facebook page and also emailed to us. So I have to say thank you so much for bearing with me. I do apologise for that glitch at the beginning. We won't have it next week because I won't practice it an hour before in live mode. Duh. So bear with me. This will get better as we go. Again, thank you so much for being my pilot group. You guys are going to be instrumental in this becoming the best that it possibly can be. And we will, I'm going to give you some time back. We will catch up next Thursday, Q&A Thursday, 12 till 2, Australian Eastern Standard Time. If you've got any questions beforehand, remember, email them, Facebook them. We check just before we log on to make sure that we've captured everybody's questions so that we can answer them online. And we will catch you then. Thanks very much, everyone. I'm going to sign off. Cheers. Bye.